Leonardo DiCaprio meets Donald Trump to discuss economic boost of green jobs. Leonardo DiCaprio met Donald Trump to discuss the economic boost green jobs could give the U.S. economy. The actor met with the president-elect, his daughter, Ivanka, and other members of Mr. Trump's team to discuss how focusing on renewable, clean energy could create millions of jobs. The Oscar-winning actor is an avid campaigner for fighting climate change and preserving wildlife. His recent documentary, Before the Flood, addresses the dangers of climate change. After today's 90-minute meeting, the actor gave the president-elect a copy of the documentary and Mr. Trump reportedly promised to watch it. Mr. DiCaprio had given a copy of the film to Ms. Trump at a meeting last week. Terry Tamanen, chief executive of the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, said, "Today, we presented the president-elect and his advisors with a framework, which LDF developed in consultation with leading voices in the fields of economics and environmentalism, that details how to unleash a major economic revival across the United States that is centered on investments in sustainable infrastructure. Our conversation focused on how to create millions of secure American jobs in the construction and operation of commercial and residential clean, renewable energy generation." DiCaprio meets with Trump on green jobs to boost economy. New York, Leonardo DiCaprio and the head of his foundation met Wednesday with President-elect Donald Trump to discuss how jobs centered on preserving the environment can boost the economy. In a statement to the Associated Press, Terry Tamanen, the CEO of the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, confirmed the meeting at Trump Tower in New York City. Tamanen said the pair gave a presentation to Trump, daughter Ivanka, and other members of Trump's team on how focusing on renewable, clean energy could create millions of jobs. "Today, we presented the president-elect and his advisors with a framework, which LDF developed in consultation with leading voices in the fields of economics and environmentalism, that details how to unleash a major economic revival across the United States that is centered on investments in sustainable infrastructure," Tamanen said. "Our conversation focused on how to create millions of secure, American jobs in the construction and operation of commercial and residential clean, renewable energy generation." The Oscar-winning actor has been a strong advocate of fighting climate change and preserving wildlife, and his recent documentary, Before the Flood, addresses the peril that the world faces because of climate change. DiCaprio previously met with Ivanka Trump and presented her with a copy of the film. The meeting with Trump's team lasted for about 90 minutes. The actor also gave the president-elect a copy of the documentary, and Trump promised to watch it, according to a person who was familiar with the meeting but not authorized to speak publicly. Tamanen, who was Secretary of California's Environmental Protection Agency under former Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger, said Trump was receptive and suggested they meet again next month. "We look forward to continuing the conversation with the incoming administration as we work to stop the dangerous march of climate change, while putting millions of people to work at the same time," said Tamanen. The meeting came after word got out Wednesday that Oklahoma Attorney General Scott Pruitt, a climate change denier whose policies have helped fossil fuel companies, is expected to be announced as Trump's pick to lead the Environmental Protection Agency. Leonardo DiCaprio meets with Donald Trump to discuss environmental issues. Leonardo DiCaprio met with Donald Trump on Wednesday to talk about a matter very close to the revenant actor's heart, the environment. The Oscar winner, the president-elect, Ivanka Trump, and Terry Tamanen, CEO of the Leonardo DiCaprio Foundation, had a meeting at Trump Tower in New York City to discuss how jobs centering on preserving the environment can boost the economy, the Associated Press reported. DiCaprio and Tamanen presented Trump's team with a framework on how focusing on renewable, clean energy could create millions of jobs, the spokesperson said. Also read, Inside TIFF Parties, Nicole Kidman, Leonardo DiCaprio, and a smooching Miles Teller, photos. Green issues have long been of great interest to DiCaprio, and he has been an outspoken advocate for actions that prevent climate change for many years. His latest documentary on the crisis, Before the Flood, premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival in October, where it was described by the Rap's Steve Pond as a straightforward, elegantly presented survey of the science on climate change, and suggestions on how humans can halt the potentially catastrophic damage we've created. Also read, 11 movies and TV shows you probably forgot Leonardo DiCaprio was in, photos. With the film being